People were really trying to see, I haven't seen yet your lecture about crypto. And now that the Epstein files have been released, they're saying that Bitcoin is part of a greater conspiracy and is also controlled by the Rothschild. Oh no, don't nod. Is that true?
Yes.
Sneaker was disappointed after Professor Jiang suggested Bitcoin could be linked to agencies like the CIA as part of a broader intelligence strategy, while also arguing that true wealth isn't money, but knowledge and influence. Let's watch the video.
People were really trying to see, I haven't seen yet your lecture about crypto. And now that the Epstein files have been released, they're saying that Bitcoin is part of a greater conspiracy and is also controlled by the Rothschild. Oh no, don't nod. Is that true?
Yes. Yes, that is correct. Yes. Yes. It is a national security strategy So let's look at Bitcoin, okay? And the idea of Bitcoin is that it is an open ledger where you can secretly conduct all interactions, right? And so why Bitcoin is valuable is, first of all, it's a store of value. It's a store of wealth because it's rare. The second is that it is anonymous, right? So like you're a drug dealer and you can use Bitcoin, right? So who does this benefit? It benefits the CIA because CIA is the most notorious drug trafficker and human trafficker in the world. And so it allows them to conduct all these operations secretly. It also allows them to spy on rogue regimes like North Korea and the Iranians in order to access more information. And it makes perfect sense for the CIA to create this sort of thing. The other thing you need to ask is like, what's the capacity to create this thing, right? Because it can't be this random guy working in his basement for a number of years. Because why won't he take credit? Why won't he monetize this, right? So the agency in the United States that is very good at creating things like the internet, GPS, is DARPA, which is the think tank of the Pentagon, right? So it could be NSA, it could be CIA, it could be DARPA, like who knows? But it's deep state. If you just go into the history of Bitcoin, it's very suspicious.
So who do you think is the founder of Bitcoin? It's still anonymous, correct?
Yeah, I wouldn't know the individual, but it's probably NSA, CIA, DARPA, yeah.
So if what Professor Jiang said about Bitcoin being linked to agencies like the Central Intelligence Agency were proven true, how would people react?
Professor Jiang, what am I supposed to invest my money in? Where could I, where do I put the wealth that I've acquired? So if fiat currency is controlled by the Federal Reserve, if it's controlled by the Rothschild central banking system, it's not actually real. Bitcoin, you're saying, is controlled by the CIA. If I buy real estate, it's going to be in America, which is a failing empire. If I buy, is it just gold? Is that the best?
Yeah, but then the question is like, where do you store this gold, right? And what are you going to use gold for? Yeah, you can have a lot of gold, but when the world goes to shit, right? I mean, like what's gold going to get you, right? So okay. Here's my theory. So there's something called the Allegory of the Cave by Plato. In the Allegory of the Cave, everyone is chained to the floor, right? And the neck is shackled, so you can't move around. You're just staring at a wall. Behind everyone is a fire. And then there are people, the power elite, that have puppets. And they project these puppets onto the wall. And so you're seeing a shadow world, okay? Like it's a movie projector. And people, because they don't know any other reality, they see that they think that the shadow reality is the real reality, and they give it names, they imagine it to be true. And because they imagine it to be true, then it becomes true. And that's a perfect metaphor to describe the financial system that we live in today, right? Money, wealth, it's an illusion. It's just literally paper. But we imagine it to be true, and it focuses our attention, and we want more of it. And what we don't recognize is that what true wealth is our imagination. What true wealth is our connection with each other. Because when we get together, we can imagine anything that we want. We can create any site that we want, okay? So you think that your wealth is in these millions of dollars that you've made, like, doing live streaming. No, it's not. The true wealth that you have is your imagination, your knowledge that you've accumulated over years of study. Your true wealth is in your influence. Your true wealth is in the community that you built online. And that will carry carry you anywhere you go in the world. Okay, if it's a new world, guess what? If there's no internet, guess what? You do lectures, you go teach, you go write stories, right? That's your true wealth.
Right.
Okay.